Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena. We're back once again with our mono red Goblin Calamity list. So without further ado, let's get into the games, and I'll see you there. Alrighty then, we have a one-lander, but it does have a Prospector in it, so we technically do have 2 mana here, and we can also light up the stage with the Prospector, so yeah, we're going to take this one. Bit unfortunate being on the draw, of course, but it has its upsides, and more Esper, yay! God, I'm going to have to stop playing ranked, it's just Esper everywhere. It's so tiring. So, do we go Steamkin next turn? Or do we want to go light up the stage? We've already hit our land, so I'm not sure what light up the stage is really going to reveal to me that, you know, just a natural draw won't get me anyway. So let's get the Steamkin down. It's a nice engine piece, gets us going. Next turn we can do Calamity plus light up the stage as a possibility. Possible that they've got an absorb though, so they never let Calamity actually resolve. But I suppose it's worth a try, right? Wow, okay. Might have a Mortify then. Enable Spectacle, light up the stage, see what we get. And that's our land drop for next turn, so that's quite nice. And we'll pass there. We can do land, Steamkin, light up the stage, I guess. We've also got a natural draw as well, plus the Steamkin's power here. Alright, Kaiser Wrath, sure. Oh, land. Yes, flooding out, my favourite. Okay. Yeah, when you're running 20 lands and you've already hit your 5th on turn 5, you've got a problem. Basically, we want to never really go above 3 mana. My opponent with the Eldest Reborn, okay. And now we're just stuck with pretty crappy cards, to be honest. So let's just do Goblin Gathering so that we can potentially trigger these 2 light up the stages. Discard the Flame of Keld, honestly. I think double light up the stage should get me further than that Flame of Keld ever would. But this is pretty grim as it is. I'm sure we're getting... there was Teferi took here, actually. But we can't kill Teferi now, because if we manage to kill Teferi, Eldest Reborn just brings him right back, so it's completely pointless doing it on this turn, at the very least. There's a Prospector. Okay, well, swing at face then. Trying to ignore Teferi the best we can. I think that's our only out in this situation. So 4 damage, coming on in. Suppose we could lead with the Prospector in case of a moment of craving, but didn't end up mattering. Land and Keld. Well, we'll make the land drop. We'll do some more spectacling. More lands. We'll do Prospector into War Boss. Next turn we have land Keld. Probably the card that we draw as well we'll have to play first. And say go. If they've got a Wrath, they've got a Wrath. So be it. Moment of craving. Alright, well, we'll respond by killing it so that they don't get in the life. Now that I've killed my War Boss, I'm thinking that I do this as well and just play Flame of Keld. Just get that over and done with. Alright, so they can pull back my Legion War Boss. I think that's the best thing they've got available to them. Steamkin, not particularly great. So, it's basically just War Boss. Generating 1/1s is going to be an annoyance for us. No doubt. It's like Teferi's tucking the Flame of Keld. Alright. That's fine for me. So we can kill Teferi now that the Eldest Reborn's gone. This has got another one. They always have another one. Just name the worst thing that could happen to you when they found it. Alright, yeah. This is hell. I am in hell. Mm-hmm. Well, Calamity kills to Fairy. But what good does that do me when they have an Eldest Reborn? Might as well do it though.
This is hardly
At least try to be an annoyance. That's all we can do. I don't think the two at my opponent's face anytime soon is going to matter. Chemisters to refuel. And take 5. Who's the Goblin deck now? Draw lands. Alright, cool. We never won. Never stood a chance. Next time we draw Flame of Keld and we continue to lose. Oh, God. Alright, bring in Chandra. Bring in Tybalts, because we know Moment of Cravings and Absorbs are bound to be a thing. Spyglass for Teferi. Could bring in the Heartfires, certainly over the Shocks. Krenko seems like he's never going to get an attack in, so we'll bring him down. So he won't get, like, cast down, but he'll get Moment of Craving and die immediately. We need really, like, hasty must deal with threats or go wide strategies. So that's kind of what we're going for now. I mean, Experimental Frenzy's okay. It's probably supposed to come in this matchup. I just don't see them not having Mortifies at any given time. And I guess we can go down... What do we want to go down? We want to stay quite aggressive. We can go down a Flame of Keld. Maybe 2, to be honest. Since we're running the Frenzies instead. They both have their own upsides, but... I think we're less likely to discard our hand off Flame of Keld when we've got a lot more 4-drops in the deck. I think this is how we want to run it. Not sure, though. I'm not sure. Alrighty then, always want to be on the play. One lander. And that's a recipe for disappointment. YOLO. One land and this hand's great. We get any number of 2-drops which can trigger Spectacle and make the rest of our land drops, so we just need one land drop off the top. Yes. Alright. So I think we go with Instigator because it's not something that they can disable via a single removal spell, unlike Steamkin, which almost certainly just gets cast down or cravinged. At least this way we can guarantee the Spectacle trigger. Okay, so let's get swinging. Go light up the stage. It's the lands. Alright, that's good. We actually want lands. Where do we want to go from here, though? We can do Calamity for 4 damage next turn, or we can do Steamkin for mana. I could do another light up the stage, but then I have to use all 3 spells next turn. Or at least one of the spells has to be a 1 mana spell in order to cast it. I think we want to do, like, Steamkin. But Calamity's so good. I think it's Steamkin. Get those working. They'll get bigger. My opponent might just use removal on a Steamkin automatically anyway. If they're using Mortifies, then Calamity is safer, as well as Flame of Keld, of course. We've got our guaranteed land drop as well, so we've got 4 mana that we can work with. Tap land for our opponents, so not interested in actually holding open Absorb, but they have the Moment of Craving, so it doesn't matter. Let's make that land drop. Let's do... I think we do Steamkin Calamity. The problem with that is my opponent can just go Black Sauce into Kaya's Wrath, and we will be very sad. Because we will have lost all of our advantage. I definitely want to do Calamity. It's just whether or not I want to do Steamkin first. Because if I want to do Steamkin, then I have to do this first to get the counter on it. It's just the better line. YOLO. I think we'll go for a YOLO. Steamkin, Calamity. Swing for 4. Couple of must deal with threats there. If we don't draw anything good, we do still have Light Up the Stage without Spectacle into Flame of Keld. Opponent dumps the Kaya's Wrath. That is never a good sign. I guess maybe actually it is, because they were looking for the black sauce, but nope, they've just got everything. Okay. Good for you, opponent. Good for you. And we'll do Light Up the Stage. Yeah, see if we can get some extra power on the board. And pass it on over. So we've rebuilt a little bit. Opponent's dumped 2 Wraths now, so shouldn't have to worry about that. Dumped a 3rd Wrath because they've got the 4th in hand, I guess. Good God. Thought Erasure for Flame of Keld. Sure, we're rebuilding. Don't care. Still hitting them for 4. The Moment of Cravings that they might have in their hand are not going to gain them life because we can sack in response using our Prospectors. Could have a Mortify. Looks like they do. We're dealing with Perfection here, folks. Perfection is attacking me. Trigger Spectacle, see if we can find... those are cards, I suppose. I was hoping for Experimental Frenzy or Chandra there. I think both of those would have been really nice. But we're swinging for 6 next turn. They've got their Flipped as Canter, so they can go hunting for the 4th Kaya's Wrath. They just have it anyway. How do we beat this? How can we possibly beat that? Into land drop. Oh. This is unbeatable, right? I don't know if anyone in the history of Magic could play a creature deck and beat this. Into this, into this, into this. Yeah, 20 lands and we've drawn 7 of them. 8 of them. God. I've got no comment on this one. I don't think there's a single good thing I can say about this.
No time for a break.
Opponent takes up to Fairy. Opponent bans me from ever having creatures, and I'm just going to be done.
Rise.
This is just no point. Well, I guess we got 2-0'd by Perfection. I don't even think that's me being tilted or salty. I think that's just straight up what happened. Got nut drawed out of the game. So, it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I might stitch this one onto a better matchup, who knows. But, yeah, if you did enjoy this one, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon, all that jazz. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Alright, we're on the play. Let's have a look-see. 2 Krenkos and an Instigator. It's a flooded hand, but I've been dealing with flooding all day, so I'm just going to take this hand and assume it's the best I'm going to get. What are we up against? We'll find out. If it's Esper, I'll want to die. Because it'll be the 5th time in a row I've played against it, and I'm done. It's honestly, if I see Esper right now, I'm not playing ranked for the rest of the week. It's blue, so not a great start. This deck does not do very well against Esper, which is exactly probably why I'm getting matched up against it. Oh, it's Wilderness Wreck instead. Or High Alert? Is it High Alert? No, it's Wilderness Wreck. Still very much Wilderness Wreck. Alright, well, let's get down Krenko. Get that bad boy going. Maybe we can live long enough. I have my doubts, though. Llanowar Elves. Into Llanowar Elves. That's a lot of mana. We've drawn our mana as well. I can't stop flooding. The world hates me. He really hates me. I don't understand what I've done to deserve this amount of horrible draws. 20 lands and I'm flooding every single game without failure. Alright, let's just hit Llanowar Elves. Keep them at least a little bit pinched on mana. And swing through for a bit more. I mean, our hand's kind of shaping up okay. Or our board state, should I say. But there's just a really good chance that we pretty much just die next turn. We still haven't got through any of their fogs. If they are indeed Wilderness Reclamation, I'm finding it hard to believe that they're not. I've seen a lot playing Elves and Grazers just to get to Nexus mana quite quickly. This many mana dorks, though. This is unnatural. For sure. For sure. Alright, well, they've got no damage on board. That's their main problem. So, I can just do this to my heart's content. And there's not much they can do about it. They can just start chumping and losing stuff. Krenko doing his thing. Down to 9. There's no board wipes they could possibly have, so let's just keep going wide. And see what they've got. We've got too much power on board, to be honest. Hadana's Climb. Okay, that's going to generate them a little bit of mana on the Incubation Druid. So they'll have 5 mana on their second main. It's a cool little combo. Played around with it a little bit myself. Didn't really enjoy myself when I was playing it though, but more lands. So we're flooding, but we're still going to win. At least that's the silver lining. Okay. And try to take on some goblin tokens there, opponent. Chump, chump, chump. 5, 6, 7, 8 at the moment. Krenko doing work. You see, when you leave Krenko alone, he's amazing. It's just there are a fair few too many matchups, I think, where Krenko not having haste is a really big problem. This just so happens to be one of those situations, though, where he's in a pretty good situation. Like, my opponent can't interact with Krenko outside of, like, Merfolk Trickster to block him the first time around or something like that. And even then, that's not really going to do a great deal. So they've got, like, Frilled Mystic. Hydroid Chris is X5, yep, doesn't matter to me. Can flip an Hadana's Climb, but then they're dead. So they're just handing over valuable information, and we drew our 7th land. So we flooded, but it turns out that the cards that we had initially in our hand were good enough anyway. Which is interesting, for certain. Alright, so this looks like a Simic ramp deck, I guess. I don't really know how to respond to that. It's just not on my radar as far as decks are concerned. That one right there. I guess we could bring in some Chandras, but honestly, I feel like there's nothing in my main deck that's really particularly bad. Maybe some answers to Llanowar Elves might be okay. Is it too late, though, if we're on the draw? They go turn 1 Llanowar Elves, we go turn 1, if we don't have shock, we do nothing. They go turn 2, turn 3, play. Then we kill their Llanowar Elves, so yeah, it's pretty much just too late if we don't have a shock anyway. I think I'm just going to run it back as it is, to be honest. I don't think much of my sideboard really matters. I mean, Tibalt for Hydroid Crisis to stop the life gain is a thing. I don't think it's a good thing, though. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think I'm just hurting my deck to stick Tybalt in there for one little interaction. And it may just very well be their own little bit of interaction with life game. Okay, well, we have a flooded hand. It's actually depressing how often this happens. Oh, God. Yeah, sure. Why not? There's turn 1 Llanowar Elves. We don't have the turn 1 shock. So there you go, turn 3 play. Gonna go Island Hadana's Climb. Growth Spiral. Alright, just ramping. Yeah, I still don't really know what my opponent's doing, but power to them, I guess. Do we go? I think we go Cavalcade here. Get that down underneath a Frilled Mystic. If they want to trade off a Llanowar Elves, that's fine by me. Yeah, didn't expect them to. So, I mean, we can drop down a pretty good critical mass of 1/1s. It's just whether or not the ramp right here is going to really blow us out, like Biogenic Ooze is a thing. Additional land drops, okay. Oh. Counter on the elves. It can start blocking my 1/1s. So they've kind of got that going for them. But they're not interested in blocking my elves. They do have Frilled Mystic mana open, so let's keep that in mind. Where do I want to go with that bit of information? I think I'll swing first, see if they want to flash in to block my creature. They don't want to do that. That says to me they don't actually have anything. So I could do Gathering into Instigate a Calamity next turn. Oh, do they have the Frilled Mystic? I figured by the lack of no pause there that they didn't have it. They could have like negates or something, I suppose. But if they had a flash creature, I would have probably noticed a slight pause there, and I didn't really see one, so they could have like, no, they couldn't really have Growth Spiral. Felt like they would have done that already. Again, it would have probably paused to let me know that they had something to do at that point. Well, unless they're messing about, they don't have a Frilled Mystic, because I feel like I personally would have snapped up the Mystic on this particular play. The only reason I'm making it is because I thought that they didn't have one. Oh. Devious Cover-Up it is. Exiles as well, so it's the perfect counter for Gathering. Fair dues. Well then. That's awkward. Let's see what they can do now. They've got 6 mana and another Devious Cover-Up in hand. Good to know. Let's do this. Essence Capture. Okay. Into Calamity. And yeah, let's just pass. I'm going to use the Flame of Keld here, I think, to propel my Cavalcades into victory. Just need to make sure it resolves. And that whatever we draw off of that, we end up actually adding to the board for the Calamity. I'm not going to run my Prospector through a Llanowar Elf anyway. There's Hydroid Crisis. Alright. So they're down to 2 mana, so we don't have to worry about Cover-Up, or Capture, or Frilled Mystic. So we got nothing to worry about as far as I'm concerned. Ooh, light up the stage. I think I'll run a Prospector into into this board state just to enable light up the stage. I'm sure I'll get something back from it. Afraid to lose their crisis, so they go and trade. That's fantastic. So I could do Instigator with the Keld. I'm not going to discard Krenko because this is an exile, not in my hand. I think that's probably the best line. Just mana efficient, gets these going. I can make a 2 mana play off of the Krenko with my mana. Opponent with the Arboreal Grazer, okay. Pressure's on, opponent. We know you can't interact with our stuff because you just emptied your hand. So yeah, I'll take 5. I will take 5 because I know I'm going to hit you for a hell of a lot more. Prospector. Draw 2 cards. Gathering would have been great if he didn't exile it. But we have the answer to the Crisis to defend ourselves, which is nice. I'll save it actually because it's going to deal extra damage. It's going to deal 4. Which is kind of nice. Let's get Krenko out there. And Prospector. And we have the Shock in case we need it. We're going to deal a lot of damage here, though. And deal some right now. There's 4. 5 total. And unless they can deal with the Flame of Keld's Chapter 3, this game should be very much over. They're actually just dead even through all these blocks. I think they're dead even through a Hydroid Crisis X, however much they can do. X5. So they go to pass. Ooh, we get a Calamity. Alright, so let's just do Shock to the face as a bit of bait. 4 damage. They don't have anything to respond, so we Calamity. Each Calamity is dealing 3 damage for each attacking creature. So that's all those are 3 damage. And they're dead. 3, 1, 2, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 30 damage on Cavalcade triggers right there. Pretty good. Pretty good. That was pretty nutty towards the end. So glad it wasn't Nexus. Or Esper Control. Ranked has been doing my head in recently. It's starting to tire me, so I don't know if I'll keep doing ranked on these best of 3 ones. I think I might mix and match because, you know, the unranked queue's full of people who want to have fun. So I might end up splattering a few of those unranked matches in there just so that we can keep the videos entertaining, because I'm assuming because I'm not being entertained by these matchups, you guys probably aren't being blown away by them either. So I do want to keep the content as fresh as possible. So if it means that I have to go into unranked to go and find some unique matchups, then so be it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one anyway. I'm going to stitch on 2 matchups for this one because one of them was awful. And this one was actually pretty good. It was a bit of both ends of the spectrum, to be honest. I couldn't win against it at all. And this next one was my opponent couldn't win against it at all. So it's a bit of a black and white, yin and yang kind of situation, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed anyway. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for some more content in the future. Let me know what you think about running some unranked best of 3s on the channel. If that's something that is not a problem for you, let me know. Other than that, guys, I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.